Just the one did that though, right?
Yeah, just the one. So I put it in timeout and it's been sitting there ever since.
I have this thing when I cut strips, and they're 2.5-inch strips. I invariably get one 2 3/4 and another one 2 1/4. Almost always. I'm really bad about it.
Yeah.
If that's consistent enough though, Joni, you could just put them in their own pile and soon you'd have enough for a whole quilt.
You're right. It would really be scrappy.
Yeah, like one from this, one from that. Judy, are you talking about the paper piecing?
Yeah, I have, let's see if I can hold it up. This one here, when I put it together, it doesn't meet all the way towards the edge. And so when after I sew it, it's down here.
Oh.
And so I'm
you
just going to cut a new
triangle.
That's what I'm going to do.
And then just trim it down when you're done. Because then it'll poke out the sides, but then you'll have the top of the, and the bottom that you can just make a straight line and trim it to what you want.
I was going to just do rough justice after that.
Yeah. 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 Sometimes those triangles, yeah. And they have to go off the edge 1/4 inch. Because then when you sew it down and flip it back, if you don't have that, that's when it becomes quite a bit short too. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
There was somebody who shared their pictures in the group who was like, what am I doing wrong? And their pieces just were not long enough on the paper piecing. You're like, your pieces have to be bigger.
Elvira.
Oh yeah. Well, yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
It is. It's hard. Paper piecing is
Hi, everybody.
so different.
Yeah.
Because when you flip it back, you're just like, why isn't that big enough? And that's what happened to mine. And I'm like, well, I just added a green. Hers went over the green and the white. So she could technically sew a green and a white together as like make one strip and then set that down and sew it. But it was too hard to explain. I could have done a video, but you know, instead of picking it apart, it's like sew a background and a green together, then line those up where they would go to extend those parts. So then you have a green all the way across in the background area. So yeah, there's ways around it, but it's not, it takes brain power.
That's why I went to timeout for a couple of weeks.
Yes. Which is like paper piecing is so perfect. So it's fabulous because your stuff turns out beautiful. And Sue, you shared your quilt top. Oh my gosh. So paper piecing is fabulous in that, you know, everything turns out perfect and beautiful, but it takes brain work to get it there.
I agree.
But I have to say, it doesn't always turn out perfect. Sometimes you got to work at it.
Yes. Yeah. Yes. You're like, oh, I need that piece bigger. That's just great.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've torn out many seams.
Yes, and paper piecing tear outs are not the joy. No. Yeah. No. So who has theirs? Judy, you're so close. So close. Yeah, who has theirs that they want to show off? And anyone?
I have one.
Oh, Joni, yes.
Yay.
Your blues and purples are beautiful.
Yeah, I think it did real well. I'm trying to figure out what I'm going to use to make a seat cover and to go around the edges. And of course, it has to slit, so his back cover comes forward, but it's got this Velcro strap is sewn to it. So I'm going to have to make a slit. I got to figure out what I'm going to do.
Almost like a pillow. That have a pocket or something on the back, almost like maybe how they do those bags that have the one sleeve so your luggage handle can go through it. Yeah, something like that. Yeah.
And I bought some material back, I don't know, in August, I guess. And it was gorgeous, and I loved it. And I don't know what to do with it. I can't figure out how I'm going to make it work. It's these strips of, and I usually don't get Halloween stuff, but strips of fall, and there's
that's
trucks in it, and they're cute. And
Are you
then I-
trying to keep the because the
yes, which
the
is
trip around the world would work for that? Or you could do a Saturday afternoon as well if you were trying to keep the big picture of, or like
Big
fussing
picture.
the squares around the
Yeah,
trucks would be super cute.
but I haven't really looked at any patterns. I had something in mind when I bought it, but I didn't
Of
write it
course.
down.
Yes, right.
Then I ran across it the other day. I said, "Oh yes, I probably should do that if I'm going to get it in."
There's fabric now. What was my thoughts on that? Yes. I'm going to look in the classes really quick because I think, I don't know if it's Amy that has one.
And I didn't know if I needed to put a cream color in it or something to add a
Yeah, to
little.
balance it out.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think it's going to be kind of dark.
Which
Yeah,
would
the
be
cream
kind of
would lighten
fun.
it up a little bit. Mhm.
Yeah. There
My
is, Leela's got one.
I love that.
It's called the 1 Yard
Mhm.
Wonder. You might want to look at that one in the classes. Okay, show us again, Lucy. I've missed it.
The pattern.
Yes,
I love those
your low
colors.
volumes.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
And then I tested the pattern for Becky before the class, and this was the one I used.
And your purple and yellows.
with the purple and yellow.
That's fun how the stems or the leaves make the secondary,
I know,
walkouts.
Make a plus sign there, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I noticed that happened on the first one. So for this one, I used a really
Soft.
Yeah.
much lighter color.
Yeah. Yeah, that turned out really pretty.
Yeah, what I think I'm going to do is just add a bunch of like borders around it to just make it into a bigger, like a throw or a baby blanket or something.
Oh, start building it around like a medallion or something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
In
Yeah.
style.
Ooh,
Yeah, I think
like
I'm going to
that.
make mine into a table topper.
That would be cute.
That would be cute. Yep.
So are you just going to keep it square? Are you going to put corners on it or anything else?
I'm probably going to add, I would think probably like a narrow sash and then a wider one, just to make it a little bit bigger, but keep the overall rectangular shape, square shape.
Yeah. And Cindy had talked about doing a scallop border, which might break your brain. But anyways, it's a suggestion.
Yeah, that'd be pretty.
I am not going to break my brain.
You're like, I'm looking
Not over
for
a table
finished.
topper.
Yes. Finished and something I can recover from. Not a brain break.
Yeah.
Yes. Jandy, do you have yours?
I have not sewn mine together yet because I'm cutting out a bunch of different ones, and I'm not sure if I want to use the same leaves because I only had enough of that color for one set of leaves. So I have a different green that I'm going to use because I want the leaves to be the same. So I found another bright green batik that I'm going to use for the other blocks. Yay!
Yeah.
Mhm.
I'm thinking, I'm like, if you don't have your tulips sewn with the greens on yet, you could end up mixing those greens around too.
Oh yeah, see, that's a good idea.
Because it was Cindy who did like a yellow, yellow, purple, purple. But you could do that with green, green, those two are the same greens and then the other two are the same greens. That's a little bit easier to introduce a secondary but.
Right, because I only had enough for just barely enough for those 4 leaves or 8 leaves.
You're like, I have barely enough and paper piecing is tight enough as it is. Oh.
Yes, and so, well, I think I used up a lot paper piecing because it was like, oops. So then I had to cut more. But then my brain started hurting, so I needed to put that aside. and so I'm just cut out the tulips. I had
Yes.
enough of the other colors, so I just cut out the tulips, and I'm working on that now. And
I'm excited to see.
my donation quilt blocks, and then a bunch of florals.
Oh,
So I'm just
cute.
making about a half a dozen with the different ombres,
I
because
gotta
they were
get
in my
sewing.
scrap basket. And
I gotta
have
get
my
sewing.
Steady Betty. Yay, Steady
Oh,
Betty.
yay! Do you really
But
like it?
Yeah, I like it. I do actually.
That one's mine right there.
I have a wool mat,
Mm-hmm.
but oh yeah, I see. And so I like the wool mat, but I like this for just pressing. It has it keeps it nice and crisp.
It does.
So I've never used this before. It was great.
Yeah, and your
That's
fabric.
my Amazon find right there.
Oh yeah, today's Amazon Prime Day.
Oh yeah, today's
Anybody
Amazon
have
Prime. So
anything
if
on their
anybody
list?
wants, and I just ordered an Echo Dot, so I can. It's just really small for a speaker.
Yep.
I don't have Echo or
I
whatever.
have Google
any of
behind
those
my
things.
machine.
And
Mhm.
yeah, so the only speaker I have is on my phone or my iPad. So I'm looking forward to that for music or podcast.
Yeah, you can broadcast
just to
it.
have a better sound system.
I love
Yep.
mine. Yeah, and I have a couple Googles.
Books on
and
tape.
You can yell at people with them. It's really
It was-
nice.
It was like $23 or something stupid like that. It was
Yeah.
almost half price. So
Yeah, you just
then
broadcast
they did have
it to
some
everything.
OmniGrid. Yeah, they did have some OmniGrid rulers, but they were only like $2 or $3 off. But you know, if you're looking for something, it might be worthwhile to go look in there.
Yeah. Yeah, there wasn't a whole lot.
That's
and
it.
You're like, could my Joann's coupon, maybe do better if you have a Joann's or Michael's or something.
Hmm.
Yeah. Yeah.
And Joann's today is no shipping costs price, so they're having their own
Oh.
Prime Day.
Yes, everybody's competing. Everybody's trying to get their stuff in, so because shipping is not going to be fun. So it's like you might not get this stuff till Christmas anyways.
Yeah.
I don't know. Well, I can't wait to see your blocks then. That'll be fun. Sue, did you do
I'll
these?
post them later on today. I should have them done by today.
What else is everybody working? Does anybody else have their blocks? Sue, did you do these?
I did. Hold on.
Oh. I thought you said you weren't going to.
I did say I wasn't going
You
to.
were like, I'm doing my 100 blocks.
Oh.
Oh, I love
no, I love that
color.
autumn color. So
Oh,
pretty.
that's stunning. These are turning out so differently wonderful. I love the long, skinny stem. So is that out of like the purple or a dark green?
No, it's actually one of those blender
Like a
fabrics,
brown.
and it's a brown.
Yeah, that's really pretty.
That's really pretty.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh,
Someone did sashing around theirs, which looked really nice on their finished block. I
Yeah,
don't remember which person.
I don't know.
I think
I'm
that's what
gonna have
gave
to
me
look
the
at-
idea. Yeah.
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 Are
I
you
have
gonna,
a runner to show you.
oh, and you're going to do a table topper with that. That would be
Yeah.
perfect.
That's pretty.
How did you like doing
Oh.
this?
This is about the third one I've made. It's a triangle frenzy. And actually, it's very, very easy to make. And they turn out so stunning. They look so complicated,
Yes.
Mhm.
and they're really not.
They make the pattern of the fabric work hard. Yeah.
Yeah, you have to buy like a border fabric. So that's usually the hardest part, is finding a nice border fabric that you like.
Oh, gotcha.
Yeah, that's got a big enough repeat. And how wide was yours? 8 inches or 10?
No, I think I did 7.5.
Oh, because that's so.
Because I only had a piece of this left from a quilt I had done, so I had to make it work with what I had.
But that came out a decent size, though. So really,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, I think it's about 13 by something.
That's turned out so pretty.
So what are you sewing? You're in the headlights.
I have a big project. Oh, the quilt on the front of the planner is on my next to-do list, but it's not, I haven't started it yet. So
I didn't ask you what was on your to-do list.
I know. Okay. I haven't sewn anything. Oh my goodness. And then I look over and I'm like, I've got all these charity blocks. I need to sew those together. So that's this month is going to be my sew my charity blocks.
Your month of service.
She's
Yes,
been on vacation. She's been
yes,
studying.
I was gone part of last week, and that's my excuse anyways.
I don't want to make you feel guilty, but that's what you told us last month.
I know! Like, I don't have anything new to say I should sew, because it's always on repeat.
Hey, you got to make something up for November.
Yeah, just pull out an old project we've never seen.
No.
Yes. Why didn't I think of that? Yes.
Busy working on the retreat.
Mhm.
Yeah, working on the retreat.
Yeah, that's gonna be a lot of fun. Yeah, yeah. So this month is my service, and yeah, and I haven't sewn anything, and I was kind of thinking about that today actually, and I was like, man, I really need to sew, because I don't have anything like on my to-do list until I get the pattern done for the homestead one for next year. So thanks, Sue.
Anytime.
Like, I have this big group of everybody in here, and I'm like, why aren't you quilting? And then I never quilt.
So Becky,
just keeping it real.
yeah, I finally got in a workshop with Sherry Lynn Wood. I think we
She's
talked about.
fabulous.
So look what I've been working on.
Wow.
Oh yeah.
Some improv.
So what did you take from her?
It's called Doodle Patchwork,
Oh.
and it's more about just getting into the, exploring the process, not worrying about a whole lot, just playing and just relaxing and having fun and just seeing where things lead.
Yeah. I did participate in a round robin. In fact, I have my other one is sitting right there, and it's like that where somebody's done something on it and you get it, and then you have to like, okay, so what does it need and what do you add? So similar to what yours is.
Yeah, and that's what she compared it to. She said it's like doing a round robin with yourself.
With yourself.
Yeah, so you just start, and what you think is the center and you slowly build around can eventually become a corner, because you start moving things. And yeah. And it's really about what your eye likes. Yeah.
It's like a big puzzle.
Yeah, Jandy. And when we get closer, when we get closer to the end of the year, how close can we be? Because we're mid-October right now.
We're so close.
But the recess quilt, we're going to have some meetups just for the recess quilt, I feel like, because you're going to have like this pile of blocks that don't make sense. And so we got to figure out how we can put those together, because there really isn't anything that is 100% setting.
Yeah, it's not a pattern. Yeah,
Yeah.
I signed up for I forget who the instructor is, but I signed up for a QuiltCon class that is all about taking units that you've made and then how do you put them together?
Oh, so then you look at things and put them into units, and then you put those units together. Yeah.
Well, kind of like we did with Recess, where we made a bunch of different units. I call them units because they're not really blocks.
Yeah. Yeah,
and
because
then-
there's some of
and
them
then
are
you
just
figure out-
random.
Yeah, and then you figure out where to place them, how to put them together. So I may not get my recess done until after that class.
Or you kind of learn the process right now, Lucy, with these, because you've got the different.
Yeah, kind of.
Did you use the same fabric as the recess? Because you could have done that and just combined it.
Yeah, a lot of it's the same, and actually a few of the pieces are scraps that came out of my bin of recess blocks.
Yeah. I'm afraid to ask, Lucy, since this one is on the wall, what happened to the other one? Did you actually finish it?
Which one?
Exactly. No, the one from Susie Quilts.
Oh, no, I'm still working on that one.
Oh, okay. Phew.
And then I was working on my leaders and enders.
Yes.
That
And
was up on the wall at one
together.
point.
Yeah.
Yeah, for Susie's,
Because I'm like, Susie's blocks aren't up there. What does that mean?
well, I had to get some more fabric because I'm making the,
That's a terrible story.
yeah, I'm making the twin size and I'm trying to use a color scheme of like purples and
You had a green in there.
kind of peachy, pinky, orange colors, and a little bit of yellow and a little bit of yellow.
Yeah.
So I had to buy some more fabrics to kind of add to that. So now I have enough to make about 30 more blocks.
Right?
Yeah, I always overbuy. So,
It's a horrible scenario. Mm.
'cause I went to a couple weeks ago. I went to 2 different quilt shops for different reasons, and while I was there, I found the perfect fabrics.
Oh, yes. Yes. Yeah, I love it. Well, I love that one on your wall. And she's a good teacher. She's a lot of fun. That's fun. Yeah, I'm excited because the recess is going to end up like that as well. We just take all of our random bits and then add play with placement.
I used a lot of the shape ideas from the recess, you know, okay, how can I make wonky triangles, or how can I make a wonky fork patch, or
the long straights, and yeah, I love it. And your curved one even.
Just brick style, or just strips, just strips. And or half square triangles, different things.
Yeah, I'm excited. Yeah, I'm gonna have to look at the schedule and maybe put something together that's just and maybe that's our November meetup. I'm gonna have to look and see what we've got. So, because we should have one probably meetup that is specifically for that. And whether you're sewing the recess, it doesn't matter, because you could use a pile of orphan quilt blocks. It's the same process. So yeah, we just have a little party on how to deal with putting those together, or some videos. Yeah. So what is on everybody? Yeah, I know what's on my to-do list. What is everybody else on? What's on their list this month?
I'm waiting for step 3 to come out.
Oh, for just around the corner.
Me too.
Yeah. I do mine like this so that I know I haven't messed them up.
Yes.
I make a copy of the paper and put
the exact thing on there. Yes.
Put one piece of each of them on, and then the rest of them all in the bin, so I know where they go.
That's really smart. Yeah.
That's so smart. Yeah.
Because some of them are similar enough that I'm just like, okay, was that the one with the green on the end or the blue on the end? Yeah. Brilliant, Joni.
Well,
Anyway.
I have 6 baby quilts for donation that are waiting to be machine quilted. So I laid them all out with the spray basting. I never did that before. It's great.
Yeah.
It works really well.
My floor is all sticky, but it's really good. So I just taped it on the floor and just scrub my kitchen floor. But I just used a very little. It worked really well. I'm amazed. But then it looked so good, I didn't want to touch it with the machine until I got the next lesson today. Because I've never used a walking foot. So I saw there's like 4 or 5 videos on the to go and watch today on
Yes.
machine quilting your. So at least they're
Yeah.
small enough. Like some are only like 36, and it's between 36 to 45 wide squares. The quilts that I'm making for our modern quilt group. So I've been like putting it off for the last, let's see, probably 6 or 8 or 9 months.
So you're like, this
So
is
I
the
found you
time.
guys just in time.
So are you going to try
Well,
different?
I thought I would try the.
Oh yeah, what are you going to try?
Yeah, I'm gonna try the Matchbox. I try the Matchbox one,
The matchsticks?
and then I was
just
going to do
straight?
the Then I have another one with, yeah, matchstick, yeah, and then I have another one with kind of 6-inch squares. So I'm gonna go around the inside, and it was somebody suggested. I don't know, it might have been you, Sue. Suggested going around the inside of the box and then the outside of the square, then do diagonals. Because it's I don't know.
Yeah.
And then I want to try my hand at meander, but I don't know how out of the box that is for me. It's kind of like, what? I don't have anything holding onto my fabric. I have to move it. So
I have to move it. Yeah.
I guess
you might really
practicing
like
on these baby quilts that I'm going to give away is a good thing. No.
Yeah. Yeah, and they don't care. You get washed
They're
and you're
small
quilting.
enough.
So that's what I'm working on this week.
Mm-hmm. The matchstick
I may
one
work.
I've seen where they
Yeah.
go straight, but then the next one is an angle, and so they do cross over a little bit, and that way you don't have to worry about perfect spacing. So you kind of like if you're painting a wall, you kind of do a W, and then you can go back and do another W, and so they cross over a little bit. They're not super angled. They just have a little slight angle, but then that helps with like perfect 1/4 inches, because some will cross over at this point, but then have gaps down here. So it's less perfect. Yeah. What is surprising to me as well is the matchstick is like, I've been quilting on this thing for like forever. So that's
really small. Yeah.
yeah.
My
So
my tip for the Matchbox is don't do it. Just do what they call straight line quilting. So don't do it a 1/4 inch apart. Do them an inch apart first, and then go in between and do 1/2 inch. And then if you like that, you can stop.
Oh, okay.
So go back and, or you can even start with them.
Smart. I like.
You can start with them 2 inches apart, then go in between and do the 1 inch.
So don't commit to tiny from the center out, because then by the time you're out,
break it
you're
into
I'm so
bite-sized
done.
pieces.
Yeah,
because you might like
perfect.
it. Because once you get the 1 inch done, you might like just the 1 inch.
Yeah, and if you play with the angle a little bit, it's forgiving, and you could also turn it so you end up with a grid. So if you do your 2 inches all this way, then you can do 2 inches all this way, and you would end up with a grid. So there's quite a few you can kind of play with, but yeah, I'm excited to see what you come up with, how things work. And then the trick is,
I might
the center out.
Another
I saw that.
Another cute way to do straight line is to just do mark a couple angles on your quilts. Go this way and then go the other way like that. That turns out really cute. This is just my ruler, but it happened to have the tape on there. You can see. So rather than doing straight, horizontal, and vertical, do 2 diagonal. Do 2 diagonal lines, and it creates a pretty grid, quilting grid.
Yeah. And you can kind of do that. When you do that, you can do continuous as well, because you'll go down, and then when you hit the end, you'll go down, and when you hit the end, you'll go down, so you kind of just move in a circle like this. But
yeah. And this one
I see.
It's more diamond shape, they're not perpendicular.
Oh, because you started it off at an angle.
That's nice.
Yeah, I like that a lot.
A 60-degree angle or so.
Yeah.
But that was so easy to quilt. And
yeah, because once you have your first line set, then you just need to measure off.
Yeah, I just used my guide bar to do the next one.
Do you have one of those handy? You know what we're talking about?
But
she was talking about it one time, and I'm like, what is that?
Is that it?
Yes. Yep. Yeah.
Oh, sorry. Is that
Yeah.
it?
Yep.
But the lady that showed the matchstick, I think she used masking tape, right, for her
Or
registration.
paint tape. Yeah.
Yeah, painting tape, not masking tape, but the
Paint
either
Green
it's
frog
either,
or blue
either
frog.
the blue paint tape or the
I
green
have blue
frog
tape.
tape.
Mhm.
The green frog tape I've heard sticks better to fabric.
Yeah, it's more
But you
reliable to
You
keep
could
it straight.
use that to create your original, to create some registration lines and then just stitch right alongside it. Because I had to mark this somehow. I forget how I did. Probably chalk originally.
Yeah, at least for the first one, right?
Right. But the tape would be real easy.
I like it on the diamond point. That's kind of fun. Yeah, that would be cute for those.
Yeah, the diamond's pretty.
Tulip quilting too.
Oh yeah.
Because then you can, because I did echo, and that takes like kind of a lot of brain power. But that on point diamond grid, I would totally go for that.
Yeah.
That's pretty.
And
Yeah.
some of the lines aren't straight, but you know what? You can't really see them.
No, in the end, it doesn't matter. Yeah, especially because they're going to wash it and use it, so that doesn't, it just absorbs. Yeah. Yeah, that's fun. Oh, well, yes. So you have a donation or a charity month as well. Like me. I need to be held accountable. I promise by the next time we have our meetup, I will have 2 tops done and probably 3 quilted. I don't want to be ambitious like that, but I could do it. Yeah, I need to get them
Okay,
done.
you just have to have
Yeah.
something more than those
You
blocks.
have not. Yeah, you have nothing else to do.
Okay, well, I got to get them done before I have to sew next year's pattern. That's the thing. I got to get them. I can't start the next year's pattern until I do those.
Well, you have the what, 2.5 days during the retreat to get them done.
Oh, don't make me put them off, Lucy.
Well,
Is that
finish what you don't have done.
to stay accountable at their next meeting if I have. Well, Lucy said I had November.
Well, we
She
won't.
said it's okay.
That's true. Maybe I'll save them for November because then it'll look really impressive. This is what I'm
No.
doing during the retreat.
You could save one for the retreat. Get the other ones. Do the other ones and save one for the retreat.
That's awesome. Oh my gosh, that's awesome. Yeah. Yeah. Well, all right. Is there anything else to talk about?
How do I take pictures that I accidentally put in the gallery off the gallery, delete it?
I think if you
Because I can see how to add, but I accidentally like put a bill for one of my sister's little like Tupperware party for cleaning supplies on there, and it's like, yeah, I don't want everybody to know I spent $200 on cleaning supplies so I could make my sister look good. Plus, it has my address and everything on it, and I'm
you're
like,
like, no,
I don't think
you know that.
I don't think you guys want to know that, but I didn't know. I couldn't figure out how to take it off.
I can find it
And
and
then
probably just remove it for you, but
I accidentally put my picture of my mystery block in somebody else's album when I was trying to figure out how to
I
use
love
everything
it.
this weekend. I went a little crazy. So I'm like, sorry, I don't know how to get it off.
I'm
So,
looking really.
I
I'm
mean,
looking really.
I did a lot of playing.
Yeah,
It would be under.
I'm looking really quick to see if I
I'm
just
trying to remember what
image. Oh, okay.
I'm trying to remember which album
I'm
it
going to
was.
show you really quick what it looks like.
Oh, I know. The Orphan Project Quilt. Orphan Project Challenge. When I
Okay.
put pictures up of my sewing room before and after.
So I went to one of the galleries that I loaded a picture up to. So I'm going to show it really quick. So I went to my gallery.
Yep.
And then this picture, if I want to delete it, I'm going to click on that picture. Let me click on the picture. Okay, so I clicked on the picture, and I can see my face, and on to the right of the face is the cog. I don't know if you can see
Yes,
it. Oh,
I saw
right there,
that.
the cog. So I'm going to touch the cog, and it's going to allow me to have all these options, and it's not going to focus for you. But one of them is delete.
Okay, I know where. Oh, okay, I remember looking for, just didn't see a delete, but I might have got a cog in a different spot or something.
So
I'll
look
try
and
it.
see if you do. And I might have that just because I'm the admin, but
Okay,
I would
I'll try
think
it.
that you have that capability on the pictures that you uploaded. So you can also move it. So there's a move button too. So you can change maybe where it goes as well. So you could play around with that if you wanted. But yeah, hit the cog and see if that does anything.
Okay.
Becky, we can't have an album within the album, eh?
I don't think so. I think when you make up your personal album, it's just the one. And then we have the different galleries that you can upload individual pictures to share. So yeah. Okay, so
I put pictures of my new sewing machine, my new old sewing machine in the galleries, if you wanted to see it.
Oh, is that the one with the big floral stuff? That is pretty.
Yes.
And the rounded wood case.
She's going to be 100 years old next year.
Oh my gosh, let's have a party, Jandy. Okay.
Oh, I have something to share. I participated in the pincushion swap, and look what Joe sent me. It has spools embroidered on it.
Okay, wait.
Oh, that's cute.
Oh, that's adorable.
And it's nice and flat. I like the flat pincushions.
Oh, that's so cute.
But she embroidered with her machine embroidery, the spools, and a little border around the edge.
That's really pretty.
That's so cute.
That is really pretty. Anybody else participate in the
I did.
Oh,
this is when
that's
I got
cute.
back. Yeah.
Oh, so cute. Oh, look at the little button, the tag.
Yeah. And I don't know what this is for.
Oh, it's a
Is it like
cleaner for your sewing machine.
A dust cleaner.
Yeah.
Dust
Well, there
bunny.
we go.
Yeah, because it can go in your bobbin area, so you can take your bobbin shuttle out and it'll collect the fuzz in there on the little fuzzy tip.
Ah,
yeah.
And I got one of these clips.
I love
so I'm
those
gonna have to
clips.
order more. Yeah.
You're like, now I'm addicted.
I know. I just bought a bunch of clips to go on my clip holder.
You're like,
Did I
because
show
I
you
made a pincushion, so I need the clips now.
I made a clip holder. Well, no, it's because all my clips are stuck to my.
They're on other projects.
My Judy Nehemiah. I had to buy another box of clips.
Yes, that's such a horrible scenario. Yeah, yours is really cute, and it had the little rickrack too. I like that a lot. That's fun.
Yeah.
Who was your
And
partner? Do you know?
Kansas Heart.
Oh.
And she even did like just the zigzag sewing back and forth.
Oh, so some machine quilting on it. Oh, yes, so cute.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's cute.
What a bunch of creative, good ideas.
Yeah, it's a nice big one too. I like big pincushion.
Yeah, I have one, but it's a little old. I think it's kind of dead. I need to make a new one.
I have so many pincushions.
Seriously. It's a real problem.
I do too, but the problem is that I go from here to here, and then all the pins are over here, and none are over there.
Yes, I have this little triangle one, and it's got a loop at the top, and so I can grab it and take it where I need. And I have a couple of them in different places, but yes, I'm like, yes, just for that, because Or I'll put it next to my sewing machine, because then when you take them off, you have a place to stick them into. And then this can go to the next station. Yeah. Yeah, it's fun. Oh, that's fun.
I have no imagination. My pins are in their original little case.
I have that too. That's funny. Well, you know, plus you have a lot of pin cushions, Sue. You're not empty pin cushions.
Nope.
Well, okay.
Hey, Becky.
Yep.
I'm not getting that little cog on the picture, so I think it's just
So it's on my end.
because you're an administrator. So
Where was that one picture? Where did you? Oh, I see it.
The orphan on classes, orphan challenge block.
Yep.
It's the very, very, yeah. I'm
I
like,
see it. Yep, it's gone.
Okay, thank you.
I was like, where was that one? And I saw the orphan project, but you had your tracking sheets, and I'm like, that's not the receipts. So okay.
Yeah. It was the last picture in that grouping.
Yep. Yeah, it should.
First or last, I don't know.
So you can double check. All right. That's too bad you don't have the cog. I'm gonna have to figure that out. Maybe I'll ask. Yeah, maybe I'll work on that, because I would think
check again. Maybe
if you uploaded it, you should be able to delete it. So
on my phone, but
yeah,
yeah.
Weird. Well, okay. Your address and stuff is not there, and we changed your name, so you're not.
Oh, thank you.
Yes.
Not JKA2609.
Yeah, your username.
I was going, nobody's going to know who you are.
I know, it's hard sometimes.
That's like my employee number at work.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mine, the one I always use
lying.
is Susie. So yeah, I know. Yeah, it's like when you have to make a user, you're like, yeah.
Or they
like,
just
I know, like Rebecca's name is like Aster or something, and
I know I updated hers too.
Like, wait, what is her name again?
I know, because yeah,
because she has her name in her username.
Yeah, and I'm like, whether she wants it or not, I'm changing it.
So in our guild in San Antonio, whenever we're on a Zoom meeting, there's this one member that she always puts in a crazy name.
Cindy came on one time, and it was like the best quilter or quilter.
Yeah, awesome quilter. Or
yeah,
something.
awesome quilter or something like that. That was funny.
That's what she does.
Love it. Yes.
That's funny.
Well, I'm glad we got that figured out. So if you wanted Jandy's address, I'm sorry you didn't pick it up earlier.
Just message me and I'll send it to you in the message.
Or when you land in Hawaii, you could have given her a quick call. Hey, I'm here to see your new sewing machine.
Well, I didn't have my phone number.
Oh.
Machine.
We just have to knock on your door.
Yeah.
Yeah, really.
Oh, that would be funny.
Well, maybe after COVID.
Yeah.
We'll have a Hawaiian retreat.
Post-pandemic, you can knock on my door anytime.
Post-pandemic, knock on my door. Yeah. Come and knock on my door. What's that from?
Which island are you on?
Oahu.
Oahu? Okay.
Oahu. Yeah. And Jody, your brother, is he still on the Big Island?
Yes.
Is your brother still on? Oh,
Yes.
okay. Yeah, that's is he in Kona or Hilo?
Hilo. He's
Hilo.
the Dean of Business and Economics there.
Oh, that's a nice place to live. Go see the volcanoes. Maybe a little closer than what they wanted.
He has twin daughters, and they live, at least one of them lives here in Atlanta.
You
Not far from.
know, I think I mentioned this to you. My sister just moved from Atlanta area. She was in Cumming.
Yeah.
And we've been going there back and forth for the last 15 years, 20 years or so. And all her kids are grown up now. So she and her husband just moved back to Hawaii this past summer. And I'm going, now that I meet all these ladies from Georgia, I'm not going there.
You're like,
Right?
but we're excited because you're
Isn't
here
that
and we're like,
always
we
the
know
case?
one person in Hawaii we need to visit.
Exactly.
That's right. Anytime. I'll pick you up in our orange truck and take you around the island.
Nice.
My other half bought an orange truck 2 months ago.
Oh, is it
Orange.
orange?
It's very, very orange.
Yeah. I was
Really
gonna
easy
say,
to find in a parking lot.
is it the color orange or a truck to pick up oranges?
Yeah, is it a Kubota orange or?
It's like Halloween
Halloween
pumpkin,
orange?
It's like the Dukes of Hazzard orange?
It's not even a burnt orange. It's Halloween pumpkin. You don't like the safety cone orange? That color. I'm getting used to it.
I'm like trying how you can make that into a candy corn in my head. I'm like, what would you put on the front grill that would make it look like a candy corn?
He said he was going to draw a face on it and make it into a pumpkin for Halloween, so we don't have to decorate.
Just park that out front. I love it. I love it. Well, all right. I think we've got our goals.
Yep.
We answered all our questions.
Okay.
Is there anything else?
Well, I'll sew up. Nope, sewing up these donation blocks today so I can pop them in the mail tomorrow. So
Perfect. I will promise I sew my stuff. I'll take a picture of me sewing. It'll be a miracle. Vicki, you've been quiet all time.
I'm tired.
Hi, Vicki.
Going up. I came in from my break.
Oh, okay. Good to see you.
I couldn't get that Krista Watson thing to play.
The one about the circle?
Mhm.
I'll have to check that one and see. Okay. I will look at that.
Are we supposed to make that circle, the circle thing? And
If you
Yeah.
want, if you want, it would be a good one to practice.
Yeah.
But just because that's her example, but it's not necessary. And like you did the tulip thing. So if you want to try it on the tulip thing, go ahead. But yeah, it's not 100% needed. So yeah.
so really what we're doing this month is just trying out each one of those.
Just the walking foot.
Mhm.
Yep. Using your walking foot and making yourself comfortable with that. And then looking at the different designs that you can do with the walking foot. So yeah.
Yeah, you could take a, like a 12 by 12 or 14 by 14 square to make like a little mug, a big mug rug or something.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Just make practice block and do the spiral on that.
Yeah. Cause then it's easier to manage and you don't, like talking about earlier, don't commit yourself to something tiny because by the time you get to the edges, you have had enough. Yeah. Welcome, Cindy.
Yeah, so because I took one of her classes and I think we did the spiral, but she had us do walking foot stuff first. There's a lot you can do with the walking foot.
That's pretty.
Yeah, the slight, just
Kind of wavies.
It's just wavy lines, and then there's this particular one I put two close together, so they're kind of matched.
Oh, that's fun. Yeah. On the post, they've got Leah Day's.
So
she's
did
got
you
the
draw
easy
that?
wiggle, and that's the wiggle.
No, you just start in the middle and wiggle down.
And just go for it.
Go this way.
Wiggle down.
Wiggle.
Yep, wiggle down, and then you wiggle down again. And then this one was just like a grid, but a little bit of a wavy
Oh, that's
line.
pretty.
That way you don't have to worry about them being exact. precise.
Nice.
Yeah, those were all
Hey,
just
Becky?
but
Hmm.
Do you have a cover on your Steady Betty on the back side? I just saw a little on the edges a
Yeah, she
color
made them a couple different
on your
ways.
Steady Betty. Cover?
I think this one was one of the original because it's a couple years old. So they put it on two boards, and each board had an edge, and then they put the two boards back to back.
Oh, I have two boards, but mine is just plain.
Oh,
She's naked.
yes, mine's got fabric on
Nice.
it. Yeah, and yours is just the plain. So maybe they just found that it didn't matter to have it decorative or not. Yeah.
Mhm.
If it's
Okay.
cotton, you could use some dyes and dye it. Or, you know.
and that's a board for pressing.
Yeah, it's got this, it's like a rubber.
Sticky.
It's not the wool one?
It's not a wool one. It's like a spongy, it's like a sponge.
Like
Almost
a
feels
it's
like
like
the
a-
same
a-
texture as like the eraser block, but it's not the same as that. But it's, yeah, it's got some give, and then they've got a really hard, like a masonite board underneath. So your pieces, but your fabric, when it sits on here, does not move. Like when you set it down and then you press on it, sometimes it shifts on the wool mat or something. But once you do it here, it's like it grips that thing and it doesn't move it at all. So this is really good for like half square triangles and stuff because you don't get any distortion at all. And then it's
Oh yeah, I see some that are just plain. There's no fancy edging.
I bet mine's like 3 or 4 years ago. I don't know. So they'd last forever too. Yeah. I met her.
Amazon has it.
Yeah.
Yep.
Oh yeah, is it on Amazon Prime today? Because they're kind of pricey. And
I don't know. I bought mine last week.
and I don't know if you can get them at the stores either. I'm not sure that she's not a big shop like Joann's. So
16 by 16 is $48 on Amazon.
so pretty comparable to the wool. It doesn't stink like the wool has a certain smell to it. It's damp and stuff, and this one does not. So there is good and bad points to the wool.
So what is it called?
Steady Betty. I believe her name's Betty.
Steady Betty.
Steady Betty.
Betty.
Mm-hmm.
And
she has
going
a couple
steady
different products
Betty.
too. She's got one that goes on your sewing machine, and it's like little sticky things, and it's the same material as what the iron board is made out of, but she uses it for different purposes. So it's kind of interesting. Her products are very interesting. But yeah, your fabric does not shift on that thing at all. And
so it's good for bias pressing.
Yeah.
So why would you want that on the bed of your sewing machine then? Why would you use it there?
I can't remember what the purpose was. If it was to do the height or I can't remember.
She has one to go under your foot pedal so it doesn't move. But from what I've read, it's better on carpet than on floors, because on the floors they said it didn't hold.
It doesn't have enough.
Yeah, enough friction, I guess. On the carpet, it can grab onto the fibers.
Yeah.
But my foot doesn't move on the carpet very much anyway, so.
Yeah, mine doesn't either.
Yeah, mine's on hardwood and it scoots everywhere. But
That shelf liner.
oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I need to make one of those mats. Yeah. Maybe that's what I should do this month, Sue. A mat for my pedal. Yeah.
Get your plans lined up for the retreat?
Is the what?
Do you have your plans all lined up for the retreat?
For kind of the most part, but not really. But yes. Is that vague enough for you?
Is it going to be easy to find stuff?
Yes. Yeah, because you'll have one portal. It's going to be a little different from what you're normally. So you'll have one place, and then it'll all be on the side. So every day, and then you're going to get a pack.
You promise?
Yes.
Okay.
And then you'll have an envelope every day that you'll open. It's going to be a lot of fun. Somebody's going to have a golden ticket every day. And then
How many people?
So far I have 22 plus, but I'm maxing it at 50. So that's the max. So we'll have a bingo game, and then we'll have make and take every day. Oh, here's a question. So would you rather do the make and take at 10, 2, or 7?
What's a make and take?
It's a
later, please. No.
Yeah, I'm like, okay, if it was a
after
7, then it's 9:00 p.m. So maybe the 2:00 one would be a good one for the make and take.
Yeah, that'd be good.
Yeah.
Yeah, because then that's 10 o'clock my time.
Oh, okay, yes.
I
Yeah.
will do good at 6 in the morning.
Yeah. And 2, I think, hits international. I don't know if there's anybody international so far. I haven't checked on addresses, but yeah, 2.
Hawaii almost is.
And me.
Yeah, so you'll be 4. Yeah. That's why I'm
Yeah.
like, I don't know if I want to do the make and take at 7, because that's really late for you guys.
Yeah.
I can't come because I'm already got the 2-day commitment
Oh,
time.
darn it. But we will miss you. I think I'm going to do another one in April sometime. So we might try to do 2 a year. We'll see how it goes. We'll see how this one goes. It should be a lot of fun though. But yeah.
Did you see where AQS canceled all of next year and MQX closed down?
Yeah. A lot of disruption.
Yeah.
You know, I partially think it's not against anybody that I'm staring at the screen currently, but it's the older generation. I apologize for that.
In quotation marks.
Right. The older generation, as I get my old lady eyeglasses out.
Hey,
And
My old lady hair.
right. And the men. And I think they are so traditional, and they've ran these shows for 50 years, and they do not know how to change. And they're not willing to change.
yeah, they're not receptive at all to any comments or critiques either.
No, and you know, you see the Modern Quilt Guild, and January they announced next, cancel, and we're doing it virtually. So immediately we're ready. And then you see Quilt Market and Quilt Festival wait, and then announce that they're going to do theirs virtually. But, I don't know. It's a real struggle for these older companies who've been running for years, and they don't know how to do things different.
Well, and some of the people that are running them are probably retirement age already.
Mm-hmm.
So maybe it's just.
Yeah, it's their time to, and you see that
It's their time.
in the real life as well. A lot of the shops that are closing, and that's because it's like, well, I was going to retire in 2 years, so I'm retiring.
I'm
now.
done.
We're done.
Yeah.
Yeah, because it's easier than trying to hang on.
Oftentimes they haven't been receptive to younger people coming in, and it might have been a 50-year-old, but younger than them with newer ideas.
Yeah.
And
they're just
Well,
like, we don't do
and-
things like that.
Yeah, and it's hard to pivot to online if you didn't already have that infrastructure set up.
Right.
Yeah.
So a lot of people were able to just build on what they already had instead of having to start from ground zero.
Yeah.
It's interesting though, Becky, that those of us in this older generation have jumped right onto the virtual format.
And we love it so much we may never go back to in person.
Right. Right. And
I have a hard time thinking about driving
It's convenient.
to the store for a class.
yeah.
Oh, yeah. I have taken so many classes during. I took 2 workshops on Saturday back to back. I was in my sewing room from 10 a.m. until 8:30 p.m. I had Sherry Woods workshop from 10 to 3. And then our quilt guild in San Antonio, we had Kathy Doherty did a workshop.
that's
for
I
us.
love her.
Oh my gosh, that was so cool. I'll post a picture of what I've started a
It's
piece.
Amazon Prime Day. You might need to pick up a refrigerator and a little toaster oven.
Oh, my kitchen's just outside the door.
Okay, that's good then. It forces you to walk.
Hey, Lucy.
Yeah.
Lucy, when we were still flying to Australia just 6 months ago, I went to Kathy's quilt shop
Oh,
because it was
awesome.
just a short bus ride from our crew hotel in Sydney, and it is so cute.
It is. Yeah,
She and her
did-
husband run it out of a little cottage,
Oh, cute.
and she's really, really a nice lady.
Yeah, I'm trying to find her book.
So I just ordered a quilt. Yeah, I just ordered a Material Obsessions book. Yeah, I got that one. Mhm.
Yep.
I just ordered her latest quilt kit, the vintage line or whatever.
Oh, nice.
And shipping is crazy, but yeah.
Oh, I bet.
But she is a really nice lady in person. Very nice. Yeah. So
But
if you guys ever go to
cheaper
Sydney,
than
you got to
going
go
to
to
the
her shop
store.
because it's cute.
Yes.
It is.
Oh,
Yeah, it is. It
Australia.
is for
I need to
you.
go
Yeah,
there.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. And I
Yeah.
think, part of it is
So
like,
I actually took.
what? You actually took? You're holding us in suspense.
She froze up.
Oh, a workshop from one of her. Friendy. I made a crazy quilt tote bag. So I put that in. If you look in the albums, I have a bunch of the things that I made this year, and that was from a workshop I took in February in Brisbane.
Oh, wow.
From Wendy. And Wendy does a lot of quilts for Kathy. So if you look up Wendy Williams from Australia, from Sydney, you can see some of her quilts, and have a couple quilt kits to make with her stuff. She does a lot of piecework, which is really kind of fun. And I'm somebody who made my first quilt like in March of this year. And I'm buying all these quilt kits thinking, yeah, I'll be able to make this one day. One day.
Yeah.
But I can make a little bag today.
Exactly.
Yes.
It's the same techniques, but bigger.
Yeah, I love that because then it gives you a little taste of it too, because sometimes we jump head first into something and you're like, I hate this. So the bag is a perfect taster. And then you're like, yeah, I don't mind. This is a lot of fun. So then you're okay going bigger. Yeah.
Get bigger.
Yeah.
It's like
So Kathy does a lot
doing
of
your machine quilting on the little block, and then a lot of different fabric combinations and applique.
Oh,
So
yeah, that's
if
fun.
you can Google her and look for her on just Google her, Kathy Doherty. She's American, but she married an Australian man.
and she lives in
And-
Australia.
Yeah,
and
She
her,
lives in
talented.
Sydney. Yeah.
her company is Material Obsession.
Uh-huh.
But
Yes.
so
What class did you take from her?
pardon?
What class did you take from her, Lucy?
She just did a workshop for our guild. The guild brought her, arranged it, and I think everybody had to pay like $30 for the workshop. And but she does a lot of applique, and she uses these wash away papers that I had not heard of before. I'm gonna do with mine. And it's really cool. I don't know what I did with my packet, but so basically you cut your shape, and then you cut the paper out in the center.
Yes.
So you just have the paper around the edge, you fold it over and you glue it down, just glue the edge down onto the paper. And now I'll just take that piece and applique it on. But
So
it goes
it's like
so fast.
English paper piecing almost, that same kind of technology with the paper. and then you fold it over.
Yeah,
Like
similar.
you do.
Do you
Yeah.
ever take
Similar?
the paper out?
No, you don't have to take the paper out because it's wash away. So once you wash your project, it'll come, most of it will come
But then
out.
it doesn't give the heaviness to the whole thing, because sometimes when you have so many layers of the applique, you're just like, oh my
Yeah,
gosh.
so if you use,
So removing the center.
yeah, if
It's
you use
water
fusible,
soluble.
yeah, if you used the fusible webbing, you'd have a whole layer of glue. So every time you put a layer on top of a layer, you're just adding glue. So this is what I started in class Saturday, and I'll add all the flowers.
Oh, neat.
So I made a bunch of flowers and leaves to go on.
Oh, I love it. I love that background. It's busy and crazy, and I love that.
I know, and I thought,
Ah.
I had no idea I was going to use this. I had picked out something totally different, and I'm like, oh my gosh, why
Where
not?
did you get the fabric?
I have no idea.
Was
Probably.
the fabrics in your stash? Yeah.
Oh yeah, all the fabrics were
Don't
in
you
my
love
stash.
shopping?
Right? When it works out
Don't you
perfectly.
love
Yeah,
shopping
because
in your
typically
stash?
people use like really
Yeah.
plain backgrounds or white. And then what hangs me up is the quilting, because you're like, now the quilting's going to show. So I really like the busy background, because then you just like, whatever, I can do whatever for quilting. Yeah.
And then last week before the workshop, I started this one just as a practice. So it's got a little fish on it that I appliqued.
Oh, that's cute.
But it's got the
Cute.
paper.
Oh, that's cute.
It's got the paper along the edges.
But it's washable.
Yeah, but because the edges are already folded under, and I didn't glue these because I hadn't taken the workshop yet. But it was real easy to just needle turn it under, because the paper there just worked real well as a guide on where to fold your paper.
Yeah, because it's already there. Yeah. Oh, that's really smart. Might have to try
And
that.
then the stems and the my little sea plants, whatever they are.
Yes, your algae, your toe ticklers.
You cut
Your
fabric on you just cut fabric on a
seaweed.
bias, and you fold the edges over. You know?
Oh, then it kind of gets wonky.
Yeah, because you can pull it however you want it. When it's on the bias, it behaves whatever you tell it to. Yeah.
So like my
Oh,
flower
that's
base,
nice.
it was real easy to make that curve because of the biased edges.
Yeah, I love it.
I just don't have a lot of time right now to do applique, but this is the fastest and most enjoyable applique I've done.
Oh, that's
ever.
kind of fun. Yeah, that's kind of good to know. Well, all right. We shall sign off and see each other in 2 weeks in the PM with our show and tell.
Okay. All right.
Thanks, everybody.
Thanks for joining.
Bye.
Yes, yes, it was good to catch up. We'll see you later.
Bye. Bye.
Okay.